Welcome to Hardcourt Hunnies, where we take our full court NBA hottest takes, and we got featuring Jade and Penny with your moderator TJ, who will just try to keep control with these two while we go with our takes. Yep, fans, listeners. So it's been a weird week. Can you agree with me there, Jade and Penny?
Yep.
Yeah. So we're gonna talking about a little bit of a different thing. Instead of talking about some upcoming playoff things and stuff, we're going to talk about the biggest thing that's going on in the NBA and in the world, that coronavirus and what it's done with us right now. So we'll start off with you, Jade. Do you think, just start off already, NBA handling it well? Do you think they're doing the right things with it?
Absolutely, yes.
What? Go on.
I know it seems like a big thing to shut down the NBA for 30 days, but because of the nature of COVID-19 and the number of people that are involved once you start getting into support staff and medical staff and, arena workers and all of that stuff, yeah, definitely the right call by Adam Silver.
Penny, what do you think? Do you agree with Jade with that one?
Most definitely. The health comes first. That's for sure. And their safety comes first. I know it sucks, no sports at all. Well, what are we gonna do without sports? But their safety comes first.
Very, very true. So there's now been a total of, at least what I've been seeing, 3 cases. So we know of Rudy Gobert, and then Donovan Mitchell. And then there's another player, Christian Wood. He's a center on the Pistons. He has it now too, which I saw a thing. So he had to guard Rudy Gobert one of those nights, and he had 30 points and 11 rebounds against him. And then the next night, or the next game, he had a career high of 32.
Wow.
And then he gets tests positive with it. So of the 5 teams that had played had been playing at Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz, Jade, your Toronto team has included all players tested negative for the virus. So that's good. At least there's that solidarity with it. And then Penny, do you think the league is going too hard at Rudy Gobert for his kind of his reckless treatment right there at the press conference?
Actually, not the NBA, the media. The media is just going at him. The
NBA is not punishing him at all.
Yeah. The NBA players are actually with him. But it's the media that's going at him, like just telling nasty things to him, which he was careless, and he was kind of stupid the way he was acting with it. But he's not all to blame for.
No, and he is donating $100,000. I think it said 500,000. Okay,
yeah,
I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Couldn't remember. Well, speaking of that, the league players and owners, they're all stepping up. Like, Jade, how do you see the appreciation go with that? That players are showing the care.
I don't think enough owners are stepping up as they should. I think the owners should be the first to step up. Even though the players do make a lot of money, the owners make a lot more.
Mark Cuban's doing something.
He's one
that we know. Yeah.
The Pelicans are working with, because the Pelicans are tenants. They don't own their building. So they're making an effort to work with the company that actually employs the arena employees to do something. But like that, I feel like that should have been quickly and across the board as soon as it was announced there was going to be a month of no basketball. That the owners, all the owners should have been on it, because they don't have anything that they have without the fans. And without the fans being happy, by all the support people, from the people that scan the tickets to the vendors to the people that clean the bathrooms.
Yeah. And the Hornets.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the Hornets just announced that the team is doing a collabo of the entire team donating money to the
and
work.
that's awesome. I'm not saying it's like it's really great to see the players stepping up. I'm disappointed that more of the ownership hasn't.
Yep. I did like how I've just been reading because just Mark Cuban doing stuff. I'm looking at how aggressive he was with right away. He looked at the numbers. Okay, how am I gonna how much are they getting paid with the games? I'm gonna figure out how we're gonna make this work financially. Which, considering him, he's gonna make it work. And hopefully, when owners see what he's done, they can be like, okay, I know for sure I can do this then.
Yeah.
But, like, for the amount of money that the ownership has, they could probably pay the salaries for the month and
for
not even
notice
it's gone.
Easily for a year, because I worked for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the soccer team here.
Yeah.
And we only get paid $10 an hour. And the games are 4 hours. So we get paid $30 every 2 weeks.
And how many games?
There's a lot of games.
But still, even when at $10 an hour for 4 hours a pop.
4 to 5 hours, yeah.
For the amount of money that the ownerships make, for the amount that the teams are worth, it should be an easy no-brainer just to be like, yeah, we got it.
Definitely.
Speaking of just people that are running the league right now with owners, Adam Silver. So this is what it's been like in the past few months for him. Over the past 6 months. He lost $200 million loss to China because of the situation. Dealing with the deaths of ex-commissioner David Stern and Kobe Bryant. Restructuring the All-Star game completely. And then also doing this suspension. Silver doing a good job with all of this, Penny?
Yeah, he's trying to do his best as he can do with every situation.
And Jay, do you agree with that one?
Yeah, I agree. Like so much of this stuff is unprecedented. Like not just with the pandemic, but like having such a high profile player die in the prime of his life. Having the thing with China, like none of this stuff, one thing after another, that's never happened before that he's had to deal with. And like, I understand that all the commissioners in the other sports are dealing with the pandemic thing too, but the NBA has had a rough season.
Yes. Considering how great it's been for the past few years, it's done a huge hit this year. But one thing that I noticed, or that I've been looking at, is Vince Carter is one of my favorite players. Did we just see the last game of Vince Carter, Jade?
I think that depends on what they decide to do for the rest of the season.
Do we come back to the playoffs, or do we continue with the season, or?
That's the hard part, right? Because there are so many moving parts, right? If they finish out the season, assuming they're able to start playing again mid-April, which is when the 30 days will end. If they play out the rest of the season and then do playoffs, we're playing basketball into August. And then what kind of off season are they going to get if they start up again preseason in October? Plus, there's Olympics this year.
Man, what a weird year. Jesus Christ.
Right?
And it's in Tokyo, too.
It's in Tokyo, yep.
So
I wonder if it's going to be like postponed or canceled for the moment.
That is a big topic right there, because you have Team USA too, that they have their squad, or at least they have the 40 players that they at least plan to bring to training camp all set up. That's a whole other can of worms with it. And I was reading from CBS what they were thinking of the potential things that they can do is, if they return to the season, either play play the remainder out, or else go to the playoffs but have a quick training camp, or just like another kind of preseason thing, just so players aren't going from completely rested to the playoffs. Jay, do you
Yeah.
think that's a solid idea of just maybe just doing a preseason thing and just going to straight into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think that would work. The other thing is that if the players are now that I would imagine that all the players have been tested or are about to be by this point.
Yes.
So if everyone's healthy, those teams can be practicing. They were going to play in empty arenas anyways. Right. So I don't think they're going to have to wait all the way for the 30 days to start practicing again.
Mm-hmm.
True.
That. And then I think it's most likely, like if I was going to put money on it, that they will start the playoffs where everyone was seated kind of on that last day, which is going to suck for some of those teams that were kind of fighting to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
sorry, San Antonio, your streak's over.
Yeah, right? But what are they going to do? They're just going to not have an off season this year, pretty much?
No, I need that.
Who knows?
Timberwolves need that. We need this off season. We actually had like really good things going for us. God.
But also, and the other stuff that happens in the off season, free agency would have to be rushed through. I mean, not that almost everybody didn't know the first day last year.
How would the draft get changed?
And the draft, that's what I was going to say too. When are they going to fit that in?
And all this affects the WNBA, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I was also about to mention. You guys.
So whatever the NBA decides is going to affect the WNBA because they're about to start the draft in April, and their season starts in May and ends in October.
October, yeah.
So all this is going to affect the WNBA, which sucks, but we can't do anything about it.
Yeah, that's just a tumbling effect of everything. That's just one thing.
Yeah.
Knocking out everything. So, since there is no NBA out right now, what are you guys doing instead, Penny? Like,
I'm watching a lot of sports movies, which I already do anyways. I'm writing on my blog. I started yesterday. Just keep writing, being creative. Write about your favorite player, your favorite team, classic games, 90s games, 2000 games. Whatever you could come up with, just do it.
There you go. Some motivational speaking from Penny. Some wisdom, wise words from Penny today.
Yep.
Chaos still dishes out some wisdom.
Yep. Write about your favorite movie, sports movie. That could be a good one.
Oh yeah, maybe. That is we can break down. We'll discuss that for a couple of later weeks, so we can keep everything fresh and going with it. We'll need stuff. Jade, what have you been doing instead of watching NBA games?
Yeah, so my Xbox has been fired up for the first time in like a year and a half.
There we go.
Dust it off.
I've been doing some racing, a little bit of racing on the Xbox. The timing for this, like I'm having a very silver lining kind of moment because I just started seeing somebody last weekend.
Ooh.
So not having a lot of basketball to be distracted. Like he doesn't mind, but it's kind of nice to not have to divide my focus right at the moment.
Is he a basketball fan?
He is a hockey fan first, but then he likes basketball as well.
Is he just saying that?
No, we watched the game together last weekend before everything went to hell.
Because my fiance told me she was into basketball. When I found out what she meant was, when she was in 8th grade, she played in a park and rec league.
Oh my God.
What is it? Is he like, oh yeah, this is great. Okay, gotta make sure that this is I'm saying the right things. And then later on, it's like, who's Vince Carter?
He's
God. She lied.
He's a hockey first, and then everything else kind of second. But like he gets the game. He understands the game. He can follow it. He likes the Raptors. So
if he's got hometown support, respect it.
Tough. Yeah.
Respect it. Well, I mean, at least with this, there's no excuse for load management if they continue out for the rest of the year.
You know what? I was talking to him about that yesterday because this is going to change a lot if they decide, either way they decide to do it, unless they just decide to cancel it altogether, which unfortunately still is not out of the question.
Ugh.
This is going to change. There's been a lot of teams that were not healthy, the Raptors included, have not been healthy all season. And most teams, like we've talked about this before, there's been a lot of injuries this season. And if nothing else, everyone's coming back healthy after resting for 30 days.
Well, how much of it was actual injuries and just different ways to say, okay, we're resting him this night?
Depends on. For the Raptors, it was injuries.
Yeah, for your Raptors, yes, because when you guys had injuries, it wasn't like, oh, they're out for a game or two. Like, no, you've gotten Raptors have gotten the legit injury bug this year.
Yeah,
the legit
injury bug.
It was not a euphemism for load management at all.
No, theirs wasn't. But I saw a post about thinking we do continue the season and we go into the playoffs. Think of like a healthy Kawhi Leonard or a healthy LeBron or any of those star players being healthy. Like, if we do come back and it's that kind of situation, is this going to be one of the more entertaining playoffs because everyone's at full health, Jade?
It won't be for me because the Lakers are going to win if they're at full health. And that is not what I
thought you had so much confidence in your Raptors. I thought you were like, no. Everyone hold my beer. We're going to win this one again this year.
No, I never said that. My preseason prediction was the Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
Yeah.
I give them 50-50 against the Bucks to get to the finals. And I think the Lakers win, which pains me to say, trust me.
I said it from the beginning. They were going to win it anyways.
But that's only because of this. If the season had not been interrupted, I still don't think AD and LeBron would have been healthy. I don't think they would have won the finals.
No, because AD has not been remaining healthy.
The fact that they're getting 30 days off changes things pretty drastically, I think.
But LeBron is still training, so they should be training at least a little bit.
He's got his own court and everything. He's working out right now. And then Tuesdays, he's just going to be eating tacos again.
I want to see that again.
Yeah, I'm bringing that back around. I'm bringing that a thing. Taco Tuesdays.
Oh, geez.
Granted,
because LeBron James invented Taco Tuesday, right?
Lame tacos. Gotta get that real stuff. Gotta get that corn tortilla. Gotta get the corn tortilla.
Yeah, but we gotta go to Mexico because here it's more American Mexican.
Oh, I've learned of Mexican tacos just going down visiting my fiance. Can't beat it. Can't beat it whatsoever.
Yeah.
So going back to obviously the season. So say it goes back, but we go back to just, okay, we're going to finish the regular season and then go to the playoffs. And then say it's going until July or August. Do we maybe delay next year's start then? And then play a short season for that one then?
That's an interesting question because one of the owners has already suggested that basketball shouldn't start in September, October anyways. His suggestion is, and this was based on the TV ratings earlier in the season, let's start basketball around Christmas. Make Christmas opening day for the NBA. And then when we do play into July and August, we're not competing with any other major sport except baseball.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess that's I don't know if I like that idea too much because, I mean, that's also 2 months pushback of basketball that I'm not the biggest fan of. Granted, it's going all summer then, but
that would only be for the first year. After the first year.
Okay, gotcha.
If that's the regular schedule, then we're going to have the same time of off season as we usually would.
But don't they start in November or they started early this year?
They start now mid-October because they cut back on preseason games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
But I like the idea, Christmas Day opening.
Right? Competing with football sucks for the NBA.
Yeah.
Yes.
And why not use that open space? Like, I find in my experience, like a lot of basketball fans can take or leave baseball. right? It's not as huge of a conflict as it is
No.
between hockey and basketball or NFL or basketball because they're more similar styles of sports than baseball is.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like a good idea to like there's this wide open summer with no sports
What
happening.
about the Big
Also,
Three League?
No, we have WNBA is the summer sport.
no, that's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why are you shortchanging
But
the WNBA right now there, Jay? Come on now.
Oh, but listen, it could be good for the WNBA too, because the teams that have NBA and WNBA in the both cities can market it together.
I wish that was the case, but they don't.
But they should.
They should, yep.
Well, think about, say, for example, like the LA Sparks. They would be competing then also with the Lakers and the Clippers and dealing with that court change.
Yeah.
That would. I have a cousin who he works for the NDSU Bison in Fargo, and he works at the stadium. The kind of stuff that they have to do to like flip that place around, they can't be doing that every day like that. And especially thinking of all the other events that would be included there too, just like concerts and everything. Like some just facilities just doesn't have it in the schedule.
Yeah.
Some facilities can figure it out though, because think about how many basketball teams share their arenas with hockey teams.
But if you got 3 things going on,
yeah, that's gonna be tough.
It would be an adjustment, but I don't think it's impossible. I just think it's not something anybody's thought about long enough to figure out how to make it work.
Well, right now everyone's focus is just, oh, we're canceled now for the time being.
Yeah.
It's the mid-season lull, like on every famous sitcom. Like, no worries, we'll come back later on with some new episodes. Don't worry, we'll come back in a couple weeks and we'll have 6 new episodes ready for you.
Yeah, it's definitely weird though. Like,
yeah,
the first few days was just kind of like, okay, whatever. There's no, but I have a feeling for me this week it's gonna start to be like, crap. There's no basketball.
There's no
nothing
sports.
to watch.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, there's lots of things to watch. Still.
No, there's not.
There's Netflix.
Not that I'm with Taylor. Not that much.
I mean, if you're cycling through the 4 shows I have, and
I do the same.
See, I watch. Because I do all my working from home. I have a lot more shows on my list. So if you guys need some suggestions,
okay, gotcha.
Probably help you out.
Send it our way.
Cycle around Bob's Burgers.
I keep watching the same movies.
Basketball movies?
Yesterday I watched the day before I watched The Little Giants like 3 times.
Ooh, good choice on that
Really?
one.
3 times because I love that movie.
That's such a
Carter's
great
on
one.
Netflix.
It's on. I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's because they have all of those like old school kid sports movies where it's like the underdogs that come to win it.
I think they have Sandlot too.
Yep.
I think
Sandlot
I
too.
think you have to pay. I try to watch it, but you have to pay with Amazon Prime.
Oh, gross.
Oh yeah, that's
I
annoying.
love Sandlot, but I'm not gonna pay to watch it.
I'm not paying either. Next movie.
Yep.
Gotta get that Coach Carter in there.
Oh, I love Coach Carter.
Carter's so good.
Oh.
I wish they had Remember the Titans.
Yeah, you have to pay too on Amazon though. Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
See, I was never a big fan of Remember the Titans.
Oh, I love that movie. I have it on DVD.
That's because you're not part of a minority.
Yeah, that might be it. That might be it. I had a friend that I called him Sunshine because he looked exactly like that player.
Oh, really?
I kept on calling him Sunshine. He's like, I don't see it. I'm like, dude,
Who's
you
that?
played quarterback in high school. You have long blonde hair. And it just so happens that you're also in an acting class with me. And you're phenomenal at that, too. You're a football player that acts. And now he lives in LA and is a professional actor.
Isn't there a college football player right now with long hair, with long hair?
I'm assuming so. Probably plays at USC.
And is a quarterback? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember his name, but I think he plays for Clemson. I don't know.
I think so, yeah. I'm not sure.
So, if just a little fun fact that I was just reading through, if if the season is canceled, this is the first season since 1947 that the NBA has not had a title, which was the second longest streak behind the NFL, which has had a champion every year since 1933, even though Super Bowl wasn't created until 1967. So if you go with that technicality, NBA's been going at it the strongest right now, and at a standstill, just go like this. Like, is there anything that we've seen like this that's affected the league, Jade? Just like even more than players' strikes, is this a larger scale for it?
I would have to say it has to be. I mean, a player strike is going to be resolved one way or another. It's in everyone's interest to resolve it at some point. This is going to be a wait and see if the curve comes down the way it needs to for life to resume as normal.
Is the wait and see going to be up to the 30 days, Penny, or will we hear maybe at day 17 that, okay, yeah, we're gonna actually continue with the season?
Yeah, you never know. It's day by day. It's a waiting game. Nobody knows.
Regardless, do you think the NBA is still going to wait out for those 30 days, or as soon as they get an okay go, do you think they're going to go right into it?
Yeah, they're going to go right into it.
They're going to go. So they're not necessarily 30 days is just the max right now.
Yeah, it's just a safe
minimum.
Safe
30 days is the minimum.
Yeah.
30 days is the minimum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I doubt it they're going to go 30 days. Hopefully it's sooner.
It depends a lot on what happens with the rest of the world, right? Like the thing about basketball players, it's a small community, right? 300 plus some odd players,
right?
Plus the coaching staff and whatever. It's easy to manage that number of people.
Yeah.
The public in general has to be managed as well. And if those numbers aren't coming down, I think there's a good chance that they extend it even further.
Well, and then also I just think with the NBA, how close you can get to the players.
Yep.
And like, you can have a player run up and just dive into the stadium because they're going for a loose ball. And you touch the person. Like, you get all sweaty and nasty, and you just pray to God that they hit you on the forehead and apologize because they ran into you.
Yeah.
Give you the game ball for it. But out of all the sports, do you think the NBA should be taking the most precaution, Jade?
Yeah, because like you said, like in hockey, the fans are behind glass. Mm-hmm. In baseball, unless there's a diving catch into the stands, which happens occasionally, there's distance. In football, there's distance. Like there's no other sport where the fans have that kind of access in game to the players. So they kind of because of that, they kind of have to be the most cautious, I think.
Yeah. Totally agree.
Last time I was thinking about that has a situation similar was when Magic Johnson got AIDS and how they
HIV.
Yeah, it was HIV. And how they handled that in the league and how for a while players being scared to go in. So
right. And that's an even like what we're dealing with now is a much more contagious situation. And we know that now. We know things about HIV that they didn't know then. We know things about this virus. That means you're much more likely to spread this.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Like you can't spread HIV by shaking someone's hand.
No.
But they didn't know that at the time.
Touched. Right. They didn't know that at the time. But that's one of the reasons why it's not an overreaction what they're doing now. Because we know that this can be spread that way.
Okay. So with the more information. Okay, I get where you're going with that.
So here's another little fun fact that I don't know if you guys saw this, but I retweeted it on Twitter yesterday. And I put it on our company chat and said sorry. So apparently Toronto winning their first things is bad luck for sports.
Dang it, Jade. God. You're off hardcourt Hunnies. Penny, we need to find someone new. Maybe Shaka wants to be the new Hunny. You can have a new Hunny. Shaka's always on board.
So it's really weird the way it worked out because I didn't realize this till a friend of mine on Twitter added me So in 1918, the Leafs won their first Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup was canceled in 1919. In 92-93, the Blue Jays won their first World Series, and there was no World Series that 94 because of the lockout.
Oh, God.
And now this year, the Raptors won their first championship last year, and we don't know what's going to happen with the finals. So just really strange that has happened that many times.
I just want to point out, though, this does not, if the season's canceled, this does not make a back-to-back champion year for the Raptors.
No, it just means we're still defending.
I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want you to go all Drake, be like, look
I'm
at
not
back-to-back titles.
No. I am not a crazy fan like that. Come on now.
I don't know. We remember last week's episode. There are some hard opinions there.
Oh boy.
That I do not respect.
Well, that feeling's mutual, so.
Oh boy. Here we go. Okay. Where's Shaka to save the day?
Yeah, really. Just remember, I said my branch manager at the bank agreed with me. So
I don't know your branch manager from Adam. He could be just as dumb as you.
Hey, I will tell Corinne that. Be like, hey now.
I said could be. And it's recorded, so don't go trying to twist my words all up.
Go back to the tape.
I can do sound clips to her. I'll just do what the media does. Sound clips.
Uh-huh.
Be like, oh, look at that. Yeah, that's what she said. I told you she said it, and then here's the full message with it. Crap.
Uh-huh.
But
I miss basketball.
I do too.
I never realized how much I watched it.
Yeah.
When
I was very
stopped. I was like, huh.
I was very aware of how much I watched it. I was watching usually a game and a half to 2 games a night this season.
Wow. See, I watch it. That's my part of the job. And like basketball is everywhere.
Yeah.
And I saw another thing. So Vince Carter got drafted in a lockout season, shortened season.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's going to retire.
We could have just seen the last game. So I saw posting Vince Carter outlasted the NBA. He outlasted it, which I was just like, well, that's what happens when you're
kind of sort of
62 in the league. What
did you say? He was 62.
What?
What did you say, Vince Carter? What did you say?
I said 82. He's old.
Oh God, he's not old.
He's 40. He's 40. I thought he was 42.
42. Okay.
He's one of my top 5 favorite players of all time. So
he's not old.
He's old for basketball. He's not old
for basketball. Older than dirt for basketball. So would you guys like a season to restart, or just restart the entire thing and just call it quits until next year?
No, I want to see the playoffs.
You want to see the playoffs?
They should start from the playoffs.
I agree. I think they should start from where everyone was seated at the end and play the playoffs.
And just go.
I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference in how the playoffs would have worked out anyways.
I mean, personally, I would be okay with that because the Nets have that 8th seed, and for the Wolves to get their pick, they have to make the playoffs. So I'm okay if the season the regular season ends. I'm okay with it that way. I know my Timberwolves are out. Like they've been out since December.
So that's important. That's an important. What number pick is it?
It's if they don't make the playoffs, it's their pick. It's a protected pick. But if they make the playoffs,
first round.
Yep, first round protected.
And what number? Do you know what number it is? Like top 10?
I think it's the top 8.
8.
But knowing
that's all. I mean, it's not the best draft class for it, but but a top 10 picks, a top 10 pick generally.
It's trade bait too.
That's true. Yeah,
there are some young players on our team that were like, yeah, these could be solid, but if we can get someone maybe a little bit older, and this team wants to take it. We can give a pick. We can give a pick or two. Granted, we don't have any the year after, but by that point, hopefully, we're at that full rebuild mode. Speaking of just our favorite teams, Penny, what do you think the Heat are doing right now to plan for it? Do you think they're still having group outings together and trainings, or are they isolating themselves?
Probably they're isolating themselves. I don't think they're doing like group trainings.
Group trainings?
Yeah.
Jay, do you think your Raptors are doing anything like that right now?
Well, the fact that all the Raptors got tested because they had played Utah, I would say that they probably are doing things together. They're a very close-knit team, one of the closest in the NBA. And since they do have that specific all clear, I would be surprised if they're not getting together at all.
I'm surprised not getting together at all with it. Okay. Well, it must be nice to have a team that's all together and supportive.
Yeah. It's pretty sweet.
No, it's not.
You could always change teams, Taylor.
Why would I change now?
I don't know.
It's been 18 years I've supported this squad.
You're like Spike Lee. No matter what, you're going to root for your team.
I mean, I did get season tickets, but then when they bumped them up, I got rid of it.
I was like, nope. I did too with the Heat.
But the thing is, though, like your team was like, oh, no, it's worth bumping tickets. Timberwolves, we had one good season in 14 years. And then Glenn Taylor, the owner's like, oh, we're going to raise the price like 52% for some of the seats in the arena.
Gosh.
It's too expensive. Regardless, it's too expensive.
1 year making the playoffs. So,
how long ago was that?
So it was after Jimmy Butler, his first year with us when we made the playoffs. After we made the playoffs that next season, so last season, he bumped them up. Wow. And now to make up for it, the Timberwolves' new marketing team is, okay, if you still have season tickets, you get 50% off food, 50% off the team store.
Nice.
You get prioritized stuff, and there's like a couple other things with it. So they're like, you know what, we screwed you over. This is our best attempt to be like, sorry, we're really bad at what we do. And this is the best way to put a Band-Aid on it.
But they're still expensive.
They are.
I paid 2009, 2010 before LeBron and Bosh got there. I paid 2000 for the year.
Ooh.
Wow.
And they bumped it up after, of course, LeBron and Bosh got there.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So
they didn't even have to do well for them to bump it up. They just needed those guys to show up.
Yeah, it's too expensive. The parking, the food, the beverages, the store. So, I don't know. Way too expensive.
Is your Toronto stuff any really crazy priced up there?
Oh, it's stupid. It's cheaper for me to pay an American and go see the Raptors play against the Pistons in Detroit.
Oh my gosh.
Holy crap.
Yeah, my parents and my brother and my ex and I went not last season, the season before. Because we live closer here too. Like I'm only an hour from Detroit. I'm 3 hours from Toronto.
Oh.
But yeah, still it was cheaper. And my mom gets a discount on Raptors tickets because she works at Walmart. And it was still cheaper for us to go to the Palace and see see them play against the Pistons. And like when you go to see the Pistons as a Raptors fan, it's at least half Raptors fans.
Yeah, because it's cheaper. Yeah, because
it's cheaper and it's right there. Especially now that they're not in Auburn Hills anymore. They're right downtown in Detroit. So the bridge.
I knew they moved. I didn't know they moved to Detroit. Actually,
to Detroit. So the bridge, the Ambassador Bridge, goes from Windsor directly into Detroit. So it's gotten to the point where when there are Pistons games that we're at, they try to drown out the Raptors fans with the music. So the commentators, Matt Devlin and Leo Routens and Jack Armstrong, always talk about how it's so hard to hear there because they're just trying to drown out the noise from it sounds like a home game. It sounds like the Raptors are playing in Toronto.
Wow.
Got to bring back the vuvuzelas. Got to bring those back from the World Cup a couple of years ago. Those giant horns that just sound like a beehive. Bring those back for 20 minutes.
Oh no, I hate those. They use those at the in Europe for the European games.
Bring those back. That would distract players.
No, they're so annoying.
Yeah, to throw people off.
Nope.
I'm in full support of the Vuvuzela.
You would be.
What? Okay, now what is that supposed to mean right there?
Because you're maybe a Wolves fan, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe that's what she's saying.
Jade,
that I don't know.
I don't want you to defend this. Jade, what did you mean?
It just sounds like something you would like.
But then why is that specifically for a Timberwolves fan?
I don't know. I
was just
guesstimating.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Maybe you guys have had coronavirus connected with it. But, okay. You got to the topic. We've got to our craziness. So, let's start off with this fast break today. So, start off first one. Jade, are you doing any form of doomsday prepping?
No.
None?
No, I mean, we got a few extra groceries than what we would usually get. But like that's the extent of it. There's been no cases within 3 hours of where I live.
Penny, are you doomsday prepping?
Not really. But 2 people died from Tampa that had the virus.
How
but
old?
We didn't prep much.
Were they old people?
I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sad regardless, but
yeah. But toilet paper's gone, so
yeah, there's no toilet paper anywhere.
There's no wipes, there's no toilet papers.
See, I work at a bank, so like we have endless supply of like hand sanitizer and wipes.
That's gone too. That's gone.
We have to have all the hand sanitizer within arm's distance of us because people have been stealing it.
Oh
my God.
Yeah, people are crazy.
I'm not surprised at all.
People are already crazy enough when they come into a bank, then throw hand sanitizer in a complete pandemic. Of course.
People are greedy. They're selfish.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, really? Oh, no. I thought humanity was great. Then we wouldn't be in this situation at all. Okay, second question. Start with you then, Penny. Is there another movie or TV show you'll binge?
I think I watched them all.
There's no new binge that you're going to do? No show?
No. I watched them all like 1,000 times already.
Jade, are you going to do any new TV binging now?
I'm not doing new, but I am rewatching Friends and How I Met Your Mother because I'm going to write a series on how heavily influenced one was by the other.
Oh, that's a really good idea. That's a very good idea.
Yeah. So there's some big crossover, and I think a lot of things so those are like my 2 favorite shows. I let them play in the background one after the other and just go back and forth with them pretty much all the time. I'm in Canada, so I still have Friends on Netflix.
Oh,
so
lucky you.
There's even a lot of the same actors show up in How I Met Your Mother that were in Friends. Some of them show up in very similar situations that like can't be coincidence. So I've been talking about doing this like since before I was even writing about basketball. And now that there's no basketball, I'm like, well, I should start writing this series now. So that's what I'm binging is those 2 shows.
But Friends came out first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Friends came out 92?
Wait, 94 or 5, I think.
94 or 5. Okay. And then another one. This last question is NBA one for it. Penny, favorite moment of the season? It can be your Heat team. It can be any NBA thing. Just what was your favorite moment?
Pat Riley getting Iggy. That's my favorite moment.
That's your favorite moment, and getting him 30 mil?
Lies.
Are you gonna? Is that your final answer?
No, the Heat getting Butler. That was the best thing they could ever do.
That was your best moment of the season for you?
Yes. Yep.
Jade, what was your best moment?
My best moment was the Raptors beating Los Angeles at home, missing 2 or 3 of their starters.
Are the Raptors missing their starters?
Yeah.
Ooh.
They beat the Clippers or the Lakers?
The Lakers.
The Lakers.
That was a big moment because for Raptors fans, we still were not sure how deep our bench was this season. There was a lot of question marks, and those bench guys killed it in that game. I still have that game on my DVR. It's the only one I haven't deleted.
Okay, that's fair. I have those Timberwolves games recorded. I still have a couple of those. Surprisingly,
burn them, TJ.
Hey, no.
Delete.
My moment, my personal moment, I was actually there for the game. Actually, it tied between two. One was the home opener because this was when Wiggins was actually playing well for us. Mm-hmm. He went off on the Miami Heat in the fourth quarter, scored 17 points, and we beat the Miami Heat.
Nice.
And then the second moment was the day after the big trade we had. D'Lo didn't play, but every other player was there. And I was at that game again, too, against the Clippers. Clippers had an entirely healthy squad minus Patrick Beverley. But Kawhi, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, they're all there. Timberwolves destroyed them with a completely new team of 9 players. So that's my favorite point of the season. Hopefully, though, we will have many more favorite moments. Hopefully, we can say those favorite moments during the playoff times as well, too.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed with all of this. So,
well, it sucks for you, TJ, because your Wolves are not going to the playoffs.
Oh, I never expect that. So I can prepare myself to see which bandwagon I'm going to hop on.
The Heat wagon.
The Heat? No, gross.
Yes.
I never liked the Heat. Please.
Come on, you gotta root for a hero.
Chris Bosh and Alonzo Mourning are the only players I've cared about in that franchise.
What?
Those are the only 2 players I care about in Heat franchise history.
What about Rice?
Oh, wait.
Tim Hardaway? Eddie Jones?
No.
What?
Eddie Jones, I don't like his mustache.
D. Wade?
His mustache bugged me. It looked fake. It looked like he would tape it on. Like, it was too perfect.
White chocolate?
So this is the reasoning on other things that I'm supposed to be deferring to. The guy who doesn't like someone over their mustache.
That's crazy.
I'm supposed to be taking you seriously.
Hey, I'm giving out. I never said my reasonings for stuff were valid or appropriate. I'm just saying I don't like him. And it doesn't knock on the player he was. He's still a good player.
Mustache?
He just had a weird mustache that bugged me. It's like Spencer Dinwiddie. His goatee is too perfect.
That was the highlight of the show, the mustache.
The mustache.
Spencer Dinwiddie's last name bothers me. I would have had to change my name.
You don't like Dinwiddie? He probably got made fun of a lot.
Right?
Maybe that's how he got so good at basketball. That was his, started from the bottom, now I'm here. That was his moment. It wasn't like I came from the hard knocks and everything. It was, no, I had a real bad last name in middle school, was a bitch.
Oh, God.
Every time I hear his name, I'm just like, I could not go through life with that name.
Spencer, Jade Dinwiddie.
Yeah, no.
Jade Dinwiddie. Okay. Well, on that name.
Wait, on that note, my Heat were going to win the championship this year.
On maybe 2K.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's okay, Penny. You can have your delusions.
On 2K, maybe, then yeah. Just like when my Wolves win when I play 2K, your Heat win when you play 2K.
It's still a win.
It's still a win. I'll take that.
Take it when you can.
Yep.
Fill more of those trophies. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
at least we have 3, so.
Yeah.
Could have more.
Because you bought your way to it.
If LeBron didn't decide to leave, we could have had more.
Because he went back to Cleveland?
Cleveland, yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't get why. I was in Miami, had a lot of fun. I'm going to go back to Cleveland. What?
Well, at the end wasn't that fun because they had all that pressure.
It's his home state, though.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to win at home.
Yeah.
But it's Ohio. We've already had this discussion about my disdain for Ohio. My unrightful disdain for Ohio.
You're from Minnesota.
Yeah?
Like,
you know what makes Minnesotans real mad? Getting stuck in cold weather all the time. We're feisty. Minnesota nice is only when you're nice when it's in the summer and you can go to your cabin. That only applies to that because then you can get yourself a craft beer.
All right.
Oh, geez.
On that note, we out.
I think, yeah. Well, hopefully we're going to have a season and everything's going to be okay. But fans, don't worry. We're still going to be coming here and it's still going to be fun as usual. Penny and Jade have already mentioned some good ideas for some next episodes. So be looking on that for it. Thank you for all the support. Follow us as usual on all the social media sites. Follow Belly Up Sports. Check them out. Jade, Penny, do you guys want to plug anything for yourselves right now?
Nope.
You guys all set? No, nothing to plug? Okay.
All of our links will be on our website.
All the links are on the website. Perfect. Jade knows what's up. Okay. Well, have a good week, listeners. Don't worry. NBA will stay strong. Peace.